Tipster has been promoting a super sketchy and creepy trans rescue org that hosts Discord slumber parties. Why call it a slumber party? That seems like a optics disaster. We're all adults, encouraged to get comfy in PJs and vibe, that's it. Everyone, tomorrow we'll be having 9/11 roleplay night. We'll be watching full TV coverage of 9/11 and pretending this is the first time we've seen it. So apparently he's claiming he is one of the people that set up pup play. Like, you guys need to remember that I'm not a bigot, okay? As much as we like to fuck around. Bowblax is not only autistic, but he's also, well, he's autistic and therefore he has a special interest in Bowblax. And he does these, what he calls tipster bully streams, okay? Which, you know, basically what it is Bowblax just like puts up tipster content and just berates him for a few hours, okay? That's the whole point of a tipster bully stream. Now, I would imagine that Tipster probably doesn't like the fact that Bowblax does this. And my guess is that he's been waiting for an opportunity to bring something up to complain about them. And that opportunity has now arisen. If you look here, you can see. I get that Bowblax doesn't like me, and that's fine. He can hate and attack me all he likes. But attacking a trans charity and labeling it as sketchy and creepy at the height of an alt-right trans panic that labels trans people as groomers, pedos, undesirables, etc. is not the move. So yeah, it kind of feels like Tipster has really bought in to the kind of like LGBT stuff, but in a way where he's not done it on the back of information and knowledge. He's done it off the back of, oh, I'm friends with Keffals. Keffals is nice to me, and these other LGBT people are nice to me. So he kind of goes out on a limb to just defend this stuff now. And for me, I'm just like, why? Why? Like, me personally, having had a brief look at this charity, I have not seen anything that suggests hardline that there's like anything going on that looks like particularly troubling, right? I'm not seeing any information about minors being involved. It seems to be adults. You know, I could have my mind changed if there was more information. But the basic point is, I wouldn't necessarily say myself. I would refer to it as like unusual. It's a bit of an unusual charity. That's about as far as I go so far. But that's purely as a basis of the fact that I don't know much about it. It doesn't seem to have been around that long. And there is very, very little information, you know? So I wouldn't necessarily like attack it, so to speak. But also I wouldn't defend it. Because not only am I a massive bigot, but also on top of that as well, there's just not enough information to defend it. I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going on, you know? And on top of that as well, you've got like these Discord events that they do. These kind of Discord events seem a bit odd and seem like you're asking for trouble because Discord is a place where terrible things can happen. So yeah, it just seems like one of those situations where Tipster is going out on a limb to defend something when there isn't really that much information about it. And I would guess it's going to come back to bite him. Now, that being said, I have had a look, obviously, at one of the guys yesterday, and new information has come out. And one of the people involved in it has some very weird fucking background. Very strange background, which we're going to have a look at today. So yeah, I just think, why defend it this fucking hard? Why? Like, it seems like he's trying to pick something that he can criticize Bowblax for, and he'll get support from his trans comrades because he's defending the trans charity or something, you know? So at Rainbow Passage does a lot of good for the LGBTQ+ community and helps to keep trans people currently living in dangerous living conditions safe. And you labeling them as creepy and misrepresenting what they do is quite frankly kind of gross and only serves to fuel more hatred and bigotry towards trans people. And your comment section is a pretty good indicator of the kind of hatred you are contributing to. Intentionally or not, do better. From what I can tell, all he said about the charity is, well, this gives you an insight, but Tipster has been promoting a super sketchy and creepy trans rescue org that hosts Discord slumber parties. Link to my video looking into this below. I don't think he said anything that crazy about it, you know? Is this even a real slumber party? They didn't even mention the details of the dilation station. Disavow. I disavow. Someone needs to infiltrate that safe space, because if there are actual children in there, then that's a giant red flag. Some of those transgender stories movies that they probably watch in the group might have sexually explicit scenes in them. And if kids are watching that, you know the older groomers in that group will try and gaslight and manipulate those kids into thinking that's how trans people should be treating each other, despite whatever age they are, and that it's okay for young kids to be sexual with them, and the movies would probably be teaching them things. So obviously this guy has got quite a strong perspective on this. I do think though that it's fair to point out that if there's kids in there, yeah, like how are you dealing with that, you know? How are you dealing with minors? Like there probably are concerns if there's minors involved. Are they being handled correctly and dealt with correctly, you know? So I don't know, man. Like I'm open-minded. I'm open-minded about it to think like, yeah, this could be some weird shit going on. You know, certainly the way that they exactly, yeah, adults mingling with children in this manner is asking for trouble. Exactly that. Exactly that. You know, pointing out that, you know, it could be a problem if kids are around. Because it's not even necessarily true that the people running it may not necessarily be nonces, but like if someone goes in there that is, it only takes one pedo. It takes one pedo for the whole thing to come crumbling down, you know? And the thing is it should just be a matter of transparency. It should just be a matter of transparency, you know? That's it. It should just be open-ended. Here's what we do. Here's the situation. And people should be able to look and see what's going on. And, you know, take it from there, really. I'm 100% convinced LGBT is a cult now, and no kid under 18 should go into on these islands, trans or not. I mean, it's not like it's not exact. Like, are these really the worst he could find? Are these the worst comments that he could possibly find? These comments aren't that bad. Like, they're not even being that bigoted, really. You know, they're just expressing fair concern of what involvement kids may or may not have in this situation. But it's trying to be presented like these people are like hardcore, hardline bigots or something, you know? Because are there worse? Are there worse comments? Like, is it not possible to ask questions? You can't ask questions about it. This charity that's only been existed for a short while is beyond reproach, and you can't question them. That sounds fucking absurd and a recipe for disaster. Total bigot victory. True. The reason and the thing, well, a slumber party. Okay, what is a slumber party, guys? Answer me that. What is a slumber party? Who are the kinds of people that normally attend slumber parties? It's fucking kids, isn't it? It's kids. We call it a sleepover in the UK. But like, even if there was nothing untoward, it's all adults that are there. Why call it a slumber party? That seems like a fucking optics disaster. Why not call it an adult community get together or something? Something that makes it clear that there's no weird themes or something. Yeah, slumber party's more for girls, I guess, isn't it? Yeah. Asking questions is fine, but you know, sometimes questions are veiled accusations. Well, I mean, look, like I say, I'm not sat here saying that I know for sure bad things are happening because I don't. I don't know anything about what's going on. But then that's part of the problem. Where can you look at and review information or look at things to make sure everything's above board and there's nothing untoward going on? You know, where's the information that talks about safeguarding and ensuring that, you know, children either aren't involved or, you know, if they are, which is questionable at best, like what safeguarding measures are in place? You know, to me, just don't, kids should not be fucking mixing with adults in Discord at a slumber party. And if that's the case and it's just adults, I don't really care that much. But if kids are involved in any way, like what the fuck is going on there, you know? And what steps are you taking to make sure that if you don't want kids to be participating in this, if that's the case, what steps are you taking to make sure that there aren't discreetly sneaking in and stuff, you know? And yeah, using Discord as well. Discord is not a good tool for this sort of transparency and crazy, like people could message people off of it. You know, if someone's in the same Discord, you can send a message to someone that could open up issues. Just seems like there's a lot of potential issues and question marks. And if this institution has got explanations as to what's going on, then let the explanations come out. But this idea that like asking questions about it, even in ways which may come across to some people as like, you know, oh, look, he's talking about them being groomers and stuff. You know, I get people aren't going to like that kind of language, but you got to strip that away a bit and look at, well, what is this person concerned about? And yeah, accusatory. Yeah, some of these questions are a bit accusatory, right? But you got to kind of strip that away and go, okay, well, let's just answer the questions and deal with this kind of fairly, openly, and honestly, you know? Any charity, any non-profit organization should be able to withstand scrutiny, right? But it seems like Tipster and his ilk are wanting to, you know, cut down on that. But anyway, we're going to look a little bit at some more information about this. But before we do, Bowblax! Bowblax. Bowblax. We got you. We've got you, Bowblax. We've got you.
Generally,
Bowblax, we fucking got you, brother.
the people who are defending... Okay, nice. This is like a...
KX Violet with a sexualized picture saying, I'm rewarding everyone nudies on Twitter or Facebook who types hi. And this is the first image that pops up in Bowblax's feed on his alt account. Why? Let's hear what he's got to say about this.
A brand new Twitter account. It's not even following anyone, so I don't know why that's there. But I guess that's what Elon wants to promote. Dude, Elon is just like...
Oh, yeah. Oh, looks like Elon is promoting this again. Oh. Oh, Elon Musk. What, Elon? Why did you put that there? Dude, come on. Bowblax is fine. You've been caught gooning in 4K. Just accept it, okay? So anyway. We got Bowblax in 4K. We've got Bowblax in 4K, okay? But that's not really the fucking point of this. It was just a funny thing. Let's have a little look. There's a couple more tweets I wanted to show you here. So Bowblax says, if bowing down to the woke mob means defending the rights of people... So yeah, this Tommy person said, once again, you were bowing down to the woke mob, and Bowblax is 100% right. And Tipster responds, if bowing down to the woke mob means defending the rights of people who people like you wish to strip away, then yes, I'd proudly align myself with the woke mob, as you call it. But the thing is that I don't get is, why this charity? Why wrap it up with this charity then? Which I'm assuming he's done no effort to verify in any meaningful way. He's just heard it's good and gone, yeah, that seems fine. Why? Just seems like such a mistake and like a recipe for disaster. And it's certainly not something I would look to do. But there's another tweet here. Oh yeah, this is it here. So Tipster retweeted this person who said about it, okay? As someone who has attended one of these slumber parties, let me tell you what happens there. Movies, chatting, hanging out. We're all adults, encouraged to get comfy in PJs and vibe. That's it. This accusation is just bigotry. Rainbow Passage literally saves lives. Well, listen, if it's adults getting together and doing stuff, I literally don't care about that, right? But like, why call it a slumber party then? Why call it a slumber party, which is a term that is designed normally for children? You know, like I can't imagine there'd be this kind of perspective on it if it was just called a hangout, you know, like an adult hangout or something like that. I just don't get it. I don't get it why you would frame it in a way which immediately screams children, 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 children. Because it's cozy terminology. Adult pajama hangout or something. I don't fucking... There's lots of ways that you could frame it so that you can make sure that no one of inappropriate age is going to be there or going to be interested in it.
He doesn't defend the rights of people, he fetishizes them and calls their critics bigots. And only because Keffels likes it.
Thank you very much for the $5. Can we watch the Bowblax video? There is no Bowblax video. He did a stream about it, and the stream is too long. And I've got some of the stuff to look at. He's done streams about it, and it's not really easy to just react to his stream because obviously it's like live content, you know. So anyway, let's have a look. What else have we got here? So this is the website. This is the website. Rainbow Passage. Finding safety and rebuilding your life starts as Rainbow Passage. We offer a vital lifeline for those escaping danger, providing safe passage in a supportive transitional housing program, all at no cost to you. While we're currently working towards expanding our services to include on-site mental health support, our team is dedicated to helping you get back on your feet. In the meantime, we can connect you with valuable mental health resources in the community. See, this is clearly drawing.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Thank you for the
But how do I make
$2.49.
money off depressed people?
This is clearly drawing on the kind of Underground Railroad thing, I think. Like, that's what this reminds me of, is when black people were trying to obviously escape slavery, there were groups that were designed to help them get away once they'd escaped their slave masters or something, right? But obviously, the difference being that there was an actual substantial danger that existed that you could point to. Whereas with this, like, what verification is in place to make sure that, like, the person is escaping something, like, reasonably, and they aren't just, like, running away from family or friends or something? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's a bit like, okay. I'd be interested to know what verification is done to make sure. To make sure that this isn't, like, some weird fucking thing that's happening, you know? Anyway, let's have a little look at this. So, this is the funny part for me, and this, Bowblax went into some of this stuff. But this is the, this is the group. This is the group here. Obviously, you might know that person from Twitter. But this person here, Animal J. Smith, who's the director of Resettle. So he's the guy that's responsible for helping people to be, like, rehoused and stuff, right? He's got quite an interesting situation here, I guess you could say. I guess we'll have a quick look at some of the stuff that people have found out about this guy, right? Animal J. Smith is a longtime LGBTQ+ and AIDS HIV activist based in San Francisco. ACT/UP, Queer Nation SF in the 90s. 34+ years living with HIV AIDS. Animal worked with Yellow Brick Road when they merged with Rainbow Passage in 2024. Guys, listen, the AIDS jokes are funny, but not when... Listen, I joked about yesterday that he looks like the type that probably is, you know, and apparently he does have AIDS. I'm not an actual anti-AIDS guy, okay? Listen, those AIDS fellas aren't so bad. They're doing their best, okay? But anyway, so he's got AIDS, HIV, AIDS, fair enough. Good luck to him, okay? Godspeed with that. Take your medication and all that, okay? Now, here's... No. I think when he says AIDS activist, I think he means like... I hope... I think he means like, let's not get AIDS. I think he means like, let's not get HIV. I think that's what he means. I think that's what he's talking about. Anyway, he's got quite an interesting situation if you look at some of the his history. So Animal J. Smith, the guy who runs Rainbow Passage, apparently had a 9/11 roleplay where people get in the Discord and watch the footage of the attacks and react as if they were watching it on that day. I thought this was a meme at first because I've seen this before as a meme, but I think this is where the meme comes from. I think this guy came up with the meme of like reacting to 9/11 attacks as if it's the first time you've seen it. Notes from all fours. Read and no dog. Notes from all fours. Read and no dog. Asks encouraged. Information gladly given. Treats gladly accepted. 24/7 pup life. At everyone, tomorrow we'll be having 9/11 roleplay night starting at the usual time for movies. We'll be watching full TV coverage of 9/11 and pretending this is the first time we've seen it. You must be in character in the VC. Now, this doesn't really mean anything to me. What this seems like to me is someone has got some sort of weirdo trauma or something like that, you know? Some sort of weirdo trauma situation going on or something. I don't know. Old guard Leah the dog. I'm a survivor of the terror attacks who lived 4 blocks east of the World Trade Center. I lost my home that day, spent years homeless and destitute, and I carry Zadroga Act diagnosis of 9/11 connected PTSD. So this guy's got trauma from 9/11, and I think he lives it out by having 9/11 role plays in his Discord, I guess. If anyone who's doing this RP needs character coaching, or if you need help with authentic scenarios, I'm available for consulting services at reasonable rates. DM me here or leave your number on the men's room wall at any leather bar, and it will get to me in 24 hours. Happy 9/11, y'all, and remember, fireworks are unsafe and illegal in most jurisdictions. Is this a joke or not? I don't understand what this is. 9/11 survivor side hustle, reasonable rates for reprobates. Authenticity is key for the dust cloud cough simulations. Why settle for cheap imitations when you can get the real deal? Don't delay. Call today. 9/11. Play the reality way. My 9/11 roleplay character is the Starbucks worker who made someone pay for water for people that were fleeing the destruction of the towers. That would be my roleplay character, I reckon. No, sorry, my hands are tied. It's corporate. Corporate's going to be on my ass. That'll be $100 for that casket of water, please. Thank you. That's what my roleplay would be. Sorry. I just spoke to the regional manager. He said he'd have my guts for garters if I gave it to you for free. Mine is the bartender who let Seth MacFarlane sleep and miss his flight. Okay. So, is this a joke? I don't know. I don't know what this is. I guess that for me, okay, I think that, like, I would like a charity to just have very kind of like clear-cut shirt and tie representatives. That would be my personal preference for a charity. You know? Yeah, okay, this is probably a joke. But this isn't, though, right? This is a real thing. I don't know. Anyway, no one's taken me up on it yet, but we're still 2 weeks out. I'm actually serious with this offer. I'm an established performance artist and composer with 33 years experience and trained as an actor, director and playwright at Trinity Rep Conservatory in Providence in the 1980s. I've got years of experience in IRL and online roleplay, improv and coaching, and I'm the second earliest pup in the kink practice of pup play. This is heavy stuff. And anyone who's crazy brave enough to do it needs to be aware of the frank psychological, emotional, spiritual danger in this kind of RP and take precautions before going into it cold. This RP could be a real help for folks who have unresolved issues around 9/11 or who want a deeper understanding of the events of that day. That's why I haven't withdrawn from the world. A third of my life was almost stolen from me, and I embrace it so I can live fully now. So this isn't a joke, then? He is doing genuine 9/11 roleplay stuff, right? Oh, I was a kinkster and pup player. A co-founder of the practice, in fact. I'm the second earliest pup. So apparently he's claiming he is one of the people that set up pup play. Which is where you put on the pup mask and pretend to be a dog for sexual gratification. Apparently, I don't know. Long before 2001, 14 years earlier from 1987, if I was fucked up by anything, it was the relentless chorus of "You deserve it" shouted in my face for years and still happens to me today. At the Nightman Cometh made a comment last year during a 9,000 plus user brigading of my previous blog that read, "I wish he died in 9/11. Anyway, here's the next thing. The September 11th roleplay consulting post. A gift that keeps on giving. A gift. A gift. The gift? The gift? I don't know. So anyway, I guess he kind of clarifies, I guess, whether it's serious or not here. I don't know. Let's have a look. Hey, faithful folks and followers, friends old and new. It's late in the kennel and I've got an early class and should be in bed, but wanted to drop a note about the 9/11 roleplay post where I offered to be a consultant for a Discord server reenactment that's picked up more than 100,000 notes since my edition last August. 7 months down the road, it continues to draw comments and reactions that pop up from time to time in my mentions. A few are designed to work my nerve, of course, but the vast majority are a balm to my spirit. Most of the variations of "he had me in the first half," not gonna lie, keyboard smashes abound. Many make me laugh out loud, and I truly wish Tumblr allowed reactions or direct replies to tags because so many ask me how I'm doing, want to know more, and I still get direct messages about it, which I encourage, and express respect and warmth that makes my heart just want to burst. I get a lot of grief across social media as a queer activist, especially these days. We're not giving him grief, are we, guys? We're just looking at the situation, all right? We're just investigating. We're just doing some journalism. We're doing some on-the-ground journalism. And my initial foray into Tumblr was marred by a 10,000-person brigading of a stoner post I made that was picked up by some 20-year-old in Scotland, of all places.
That's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
This is so disrespectful. How dare they? My best friend died on the 11th of September. His name was Mohammed Otter. He didn't see the big building in front of him, man.
Thank you for the super chat. By some 20-year-old in Scotland, of all places, who thought it sport to make fun of a 60-year-old pup player with AIDS who thought it sport to make fun of a 60-year-old pup player with AIDS. I mean, it's kind of funny, no? Does he? I mean, I appreciate he probably feels a certain, but do you not see how absurd that sounds? I wish he died in 9/11 is a memorable comment, and I'm afraid I'll never forgive a certain something who joined in. Where something? What? Werewolf. Followed by a mass reporting that wiped out my queer resource blog, and you could be sure I haven't stopped trying to get it restored. But the reactions to my toss-off dark humour post as a September 11 survivor have wiped that slate clean. Oh, so it was a joke. He was fucking around, I think. I think he was fucking around. And my time here is a joy and blessing, and always, always well spent and worthwhile. For the record, I'm doing fine. My PTSD is well treated and rarely troubles me. My performance art and music career has never been more active and vital, and I'm working as a director for a trans rescue organisation, Rainbow Passage, linking it in, on the front lines of queer activism where I've always belonged. I have a beautiful family whom I cherish. My master and I will celebrate our first wedding anniversary in a week, and my 67th and my 62nd birthday the next day. 15 years together on 420, and I treasure each and every one of you. Thank you for reading my various barks and howls, and for being part of my Tumblr journey, and for your presence in my life. Best woofs always, Animal. So, yeah, that's what this guy's. Seems just like a kind of weird guy, you know. I don't know. He just seems like a fucking weirdo. And for me, I know this is all the queers will cry out in pain. No, you don't understand, Chud. You don't understand. It's queer, so it needs to be total fucking freak weirdos running it all. I just prefer that charities have got more of like a, shirt and tie kind of image. Like, why not have your senior management just look kind of normal, like the gays did in the 70s? Why not do that? Why does it always have to be these fucking nutters that are running it, you know? But here's the question. Is this weird? Is this odd to me? Yes. Do I think he's doing anything bad or wrong or grooming anyone? Like, I'm not seeing anything here that suggests that. You know? If there's information or evidence that suggests as much, obviously I'll look at it. But he just seems like fucking weird, you know? That's it, really. I know he's got AIDS. Okay, what does that? What difference does that make to anything? Listen, guys, you do need to remember, I'm not a fucking bigot. As much as you guys like to fuck around and joke, okay, right? But I'm not like an anti-AIDS guy. Obviously don't have AIDS, but I'm not going to think less of someone because they've got AIDS. I'm not going to think less of someone because they're gay. Like, you guys need to remember that I'm not a bigot, okay? As much as we like to fuck around, don't get it twisted and think that I'm like on your side against the gays and stuff, because AIDS is terrible and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. Obviously there's some weird shit that happens around it, the bug chasing stuff and things like that. But I don't know, this guy just seems like a fucking weirdo. That's it. And you're doing the thing, I think.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Which is
but
annoying.
How do I make money off depressed people?
Can we get a heck in cheese video with this guy?
Thank you for the $10. It's like, you guys are just as bad as the leftoids when it comes to allegations. You're exactly the same as they are. It's just that they happen to be gay or trans, you immediately conclude that everything said about them is true. You've got just the same mentality about it. When I'm like, okay, if there's weird shit going on and allegations to be addressed, then fair enough, we'll look at that. But I haven't seen anything here of any substance to say that there's any, bad shit happening beyond this guy just being a weirdo, I don't think that it's. I think this is bad to have this person as like a senior figure in a charity like this. Personally, you know, if it was my choice, I wouldn't fucking have someone like this running a charity or being in a position of authority or power. But that's it, really. I don't really think there's anything beyond this being weird. That's it. So let's have a little look. What else have we got here? So this is his Tumblr account. Okay. Sound sus, but that's all it is. Sound sus. Yeah, I mean, as soon as there's a report or something, or some information comes out that suggests there's something going on, of course, then there's something to answer to. And I think they should be more transparent about what's going on. But that's about it for me, really. Yeah, everybody does weird jokes about 9/11 roleplay. Why are you clutching your pearl so hard about it? You're just like the fucking leftoids. You're exactly the same as them. Like, yeah, it's weird. I think it's weird, sure. But what else am I supposed to say about it? Like, you want me to... This is fucking disgraceful and disgusting. I can't believe they're doing this. I'm not going to do that because it doesn't give me that feeling. He's a gay weirdo. That's it. What else is there to say? Like, to me, it's just stuff to, like, look and laugh at, you know? What the fuck is this? It's bad optics for a guy running a charity. Oh my god, you are just like a leftoid. What did I just say? What did I just say? I said if it was my choice, I wouldn't have this guy in a senior position at the charity. What more do you want me to say about it? I've got no control over it. I can't change anything, right? It's a small charity. I don't really care that much. It's just funny to look at and laugh at. And you guys want me to do this, like, condemnation or something. What the fuck is this? I'm not sweeping for the gays. If there's kids involved, that's fucked, and kids shouldn't be involved. But I don't know that they are. I don't know anything about that aspect of it, you know? If you got any evidence that shows that this guy is interacting with kids inappropriately, then let me know. No, you're acting like you acting like a fucking Mama Max fan. You're frothing at the mouth for me to call someone a fucking pedo or something. And I'm not, where's the pedo? Show me where the pedo is and I'll call someone a fucking pedo. Like, why can't you just laugh at stuff like this? Why do you have to be so serious about it and act like there's something crazy going on when I'm not seeing it? Yes, the slumber party thing is fucking weird, okay? Absolutely. This stuff's funny, but is there anything you've got to show me that says, okay, there's something bad that's happened that we should be worried about?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make
Thank you
money
for the $10.
off depressed people?
Chud, if you don't validate my opinions, I can't give you this $1 million bill.
I mean, all I'm seeing is like weird gay shit. Do you want captured guys? What, dude? What the fuck? Oh my god, dude! What the fuck is this? Go there right now. But it's probably gay porn, DK. Why are you trying to get me to go to a gay porn site, for fuck's sake? Okay, I'm looking it up now. I'm looking it up now. What did I type in? Capturedguys.com. No! It's not up anymore, guys. The site no longer exists, it seems. It's okay. This is fine. This is not anything too crazy. This is just like, you know. Whoa, dude. Okay. Dude, he's clearly into motorcycling. Yeah, he likes bikes. He's a biker. He's clearly a biker, you know? Anyway, listen, we're not finished with our investigation yet, okay? Maybe we'll find stuff that's bad. I'm still open-minded to this being really fucking awful. So I'm still there with you. I've still got my concerns. I'm just saying, don't be so quick to jump to conclusions. Why are you concluding so hard when we've not even fucking finished looking at this? Who knows what we're going to find? Maybe there's some crazy shit that I'm going to be like, yeah, this is gross. But so far, weird gay guy that shouldn't be in a position of authority because he's got weird shit going on. That's my opinion on this, you know? But beyond that, I mean, that's all I've really got to say about the matter. Okay, I need to be careful with this. There might be some... Didn't Tumblr ban porn, though? So it should be okay, right? What are your what are your thoughts? What are you... Oh my god, dude! Imagine you escape from your horrible homophobic parents, and you eventually escape. And this guy's like, "Don't worry, come around my house for a bit, and I'll look after you." Can you just sling this rope on real quick? Oh man. So so ill pro that this dude is just it's just pricked beyond belief. Looking through pics of men bound and quartered. Oh oh my god, man. Why can't these people just be a bit more normal? Like, why do they put this shit on their Tumblr all places? Hey? I'm just trying to make sure there's going to be nothing here. Oh, here's one for the Christians. Here's one for the Christians, guys. What did Jesus say to his friend after he shot his load 3 times? Lazarus, come forth. One for the Christians. Do you like that one? What do you reckon to that one, guys? What do you think about that one? Oh no, what? No, no, whoa! Dude. Oh my god. It's just a dude, look. It's just a dude playing dress up. He's just playing a bit of dress up. What's your problem? This is the last thing. This is the last thing, okay? Don't worry, guys. This is the last thing. Anyway, let's have a little listen here. Let's have a little fucking listen. Rainbow Passage. So I actually looked up Rainbow Passage to see what there is out there about this org on YouTube. And this is the first result that came up. So let's have a little look and see, shall we?
Today, we are actually doing an...
What on earth? Yeah, this is some guy called Cyrus the Skeptic. And he's like a sort of Voshite type person. And I mean, what can you really like do? I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Really? Seriously? Why do they do this? Why do they have these weird hypersexualized
Okay, that's wonderful.
VR
But how
representatives
do I make
themselves?
money off depressed people?
Chud, I am on a plane heading to New York City with the guy from the charity. He is trying to take over the cockpit. I think he is taking the role play too far. No, you Chud.
Thank you very much for the 333. Thank you, an Austrian painter. Appreciate it. Let's watch a little bit of this and see what this guy's got to say for himself, or whoever they speaking to.
Interview right now with one of the people who help make the Rainbow Passage organization work. Her name is Amy, goes by she, her. And Amy, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the organization?
Sure. I am a trans woman of...
But how do I make money off depressed people?
JFC guys, you can get male VTube models, you know?
Why is it always... God, this pronoun shit. Okay, when I say pronouns, I don't just mean fucking pronouns. It's like, this is Amy. They go by she, her. Introduce yourself. And then that happens. Anyway, come on. We're getting too unwoke here. Everyone chill out a bit.
36 years old. I've been transitioning for about a decade now. I've done everything. The only fields I've not worked in are legal and medical. Pretty much everything else I've touched at least some form of it.
So I think this is Amy here. If you want to put a face to the name, I think this is Amy. I guess, because no one else here is called Amy, are they? Cruella said everything but voice training. Okay. Ladies, do not forget your voice training, okay?
With that comes, you know, learning a lot about what type of people you don't ever want.
Oh, you want to see Animal again? Okay. I'm sure there's some good pictures of Animal for the segment that you can find as well, somewhere. I'm just imagining DK trying to find images for the thumbnail of this Animal guy. Oh, what's this? Posdupfuckpig.com? What the fuck is... Ah! Oh, what is this? Oh, okay, come on. That's him there. For some reason, his face is cut off. His face is cut off, okay?
Want to be when you have people work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, you know, having the fact that I've had 40 jobs, that means my sample size going in.
Wait, hang on, what was that?
I don't ever want to be when you have people, at least some form of it. With that comes, you know, learning a lot about what type of people you don't ever want to be when you have people work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, you know, having the fact that I've had 40 jobs, that means my sample size.
They've had 40 jobs. That sounds insane. How the fuck does someone have 40 jobs by the time they're in their mid-30s? Okay.
Size going into this is a lot larger than most other managers.
I would imagine so. Makes it where you've got a...
size going into this is a lot larger than most other managers.
How would
a lot larger. Having the fact that I've had 40 jobs, that means my sample size going into this is a lot larger than most other managers.
I would imagine so. Makes it to where you've got a pretty decent idea of what you want going in, and you can.
Dude, is there no question mark over the fact that someone has had 40 jobs in their lifetime? Is this just a fucking complete sweep? Is this the Homelander interview? Is this the Queerlander interview? We're not going to go, okay, well, if you had that many jobs, how can we be certain that you're capable of being this involved in a charity organization? No? Like, is that not something that you want to fucking inquire about a little bit? Okay, I guess I'll just keep going a bit and see what happens.
You can already kind of tell red flags pretty easily when you're walking in, because you're like, oh, I've met that person. Their name was different, but those mannerisms look awfully similar.
Yeah. So, but I don't know, like, outside of Rainbow Passage, my life pretty much lately just consists of video games. I don't have an income, so, you know, going out and doing things is rare.
Dude, what is going on here? This is fucking not looking good. I'm not even trying to do anything. I'm trying to be open-minded, and this person is just saying the things they're saying in this interview. What do you want from me here? Like, this person sounds like a total fucking bedblock.
Fair enough. Most of all your time that's not recreation just gets dedicated to the organization.
Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Completely
but
understandable.
How do I make money
Then speak
off depressed people?
Chud, Amy sounds like they have a massive pair of bollocks. Fucking hell, mate. Listening to this shit while working out makes me feel like we are listening to a mental asylum interview. Red flags, how about that fucking voice, Amy? Fuck's sake.
Thank you very much, and Austrian Painter as always for your support.
Speaking of that organization, the tiny tidbit about my involvement. I don't do a whole lot where Rainbow Passage is concerned. Most of it is, we agreed that any content that I make on my platform can be converted free of anything over to be used on Rainbow Passage's social media. So if I'm talking about a recent bill or something, or I'm talking about some of the medical science where transitioning is involved, then all of that Rainbow Passage can just use, because
Wait, so they're using a fucking rando YouTuber as a resource for information about stuff which could influence people's decision to... That sounds insane. That sounds crazy. What credentials has this individual got that you can use it as a resource to help direct people as to if they need to leave their state because of bad laws happening? You know, obviously this person is very ideologically biased in one direction. And I think you need probably a more moderate voice to put out factual, just pure fact-based information about what the bills are, free of any sort of bias, in order to give the best information to let people know. This sounds like a recipe for fucking disaster, dude. Oh boy. Do they actually use this person's videos, I guess, is the next question.
I don't have a lot of time outside of the content that I make, so just providing my content for free use was the agreement we came to, I think it was like 3 months ago, wasn't it?
Well, I think longer than that. We've been in business since March.
Fair enough.
So, would have been June when... So, yeah,
Okay,
about
that's
5
wonderful.
months.
But how do I
about
make
that long.
money off depressed people?
Why would they need to verify anything? Just claim you are trans and these people will trust you implicitly, even around children.
Very true. Thank you very much for the $5.
That said, speaking of, we probably need to go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of stuff. Can you give us a brief overview of what Rainbow Passage is, what its mission is, and maybe a little bit about how it came into existence?
Sure. Rainbow Passage is a refuge operation seeking to provide housing and the services and connection with the services needed to help rebuild the lives of trans and other queer people who are escaping persecution across the United States currently. We are not limited to legislatively dangerous areas. If someone lives in a legislatively friendly area, but they still live in a domestically dangerous area, they can still get consideration.
Can you give a quick example of a legislatively dangerous area?
Florida.
Yeah, that probably should have just come without saying. For just as a quick for people in the audience who might not know, one of the reasons Florida is legislatively.
Cyrus is a femboy, not trans. Yeah, but yours, weren't you a femboy at one point, and now apparently you're trans as well? So clearly it's a pipeline. There's a femboy pipeline, I would imagine.
Dangerous for trans people is education regarding anything around gender is currently getting stifled over there, as well as...
Also, the other thing as well that's troubling with this is, so a legislatively safe area, right? Okay, but then your family is bad. What does that look like, and what verification happens to ensure that you aren't just stripping away someone and helping them move away where it's not a particularly dire situation and maybe there's just some friction or some issues? You see what I mean? Because obviously, if someone is in a situation where they are getting like fucking beaten and shit, right? Then there obviously needs to be help and support to assist them. But it's like, well, you would direct more towards more traditional systems of support that exist from the government anyway. You know? So yeah, I don't know. There's just some question marks over this, I guess. Like there probably is a case that you could create where someone is in a dangerous situation and need to get away from it. But I just don't see why it has to be Rainbow Passage that's stepping in and the necessity for them to do it, you know? So yeah, I don't know. Especially when these are the caliber of people that are running the fucking show. Some autist who doesn't leave the house, who plays video games and doesn't have an income. I mean, you know, they don't seem like, you know, forward-thinking go-getters who are problem solvers. It sounds like they're using this as like a kind of crutch to do something rather than actually having the knowledge and tools to move forward with their life and help other people to move forward with their lives, you know?
The fact that certain
You're a sex offender if you get caught in the bathroom and there's a child in it.
Yep. Also, if you happen to be in Florida and you are trying to transition, a lot of the methods that are used as workarounds in legislatively unfriendly areas are actually even harder to use there. For instance, there's Plume, which is...
Wait, what was that?
A way for that you might not know. One of the reasons Florida is legislatively dangerous for trans people is education regarding anything around gender is currently getting stifled over there, as well as the fact that certain...
You're a sex offender if you get caught in the bathroom and there's a child in it.
Yep. Also...
Wait, what? So what? Well, the suggestion there is like what they're saying, I guess, is if you are trans and you're in a bathroom and there's a child in there, you'll automatically be determined a sex offender. Is that right? I think it's supposed to be a criticism of Florida's law. It doesn't say, yeah, it sounds absurd to me. I mean, look, I know that obviously Florida and DeSantis have got quite a dim view on the LGBT stuff, but I don't know, man, that doesn't sound like a particularly... So what, you just happen to be in a fucking toilet and there's a kid in there and then you become a sex offender. Like, surely there would be some sort of action you would need to take in order for you to become a sex offender, no? It's not right, Chud. More complicated than that and applies to straight people too. I mean, yeah, that sounds like an absolute absurd presentation. I can't imagine that if you happen to be in a bathroom and a kid is in there, then you're a sex offender. Well, how would that even work? Show me the fucking legislation that says that, please. Anyway.
Also, if you happen to be in Florida and you are trying to transition, a lot of the methods that are used as workarounds in legislatively unfriendly areas are actually even harder to use there. For instance, there's Plume, which is a way to get your HRT prescription, even if you are in an area where you cannot get it through normal channels. Plume is incredibly hard to use in Florida, and the medications that Plume would prescribe to you, which usually would be sent through, say, Amazon.
Shelter a mentally ill, run away and you will be legally obliterated. This is insane.
Plume. What is Plume? You. Plume Labs. Plume Wine Bar in Covent Garden. What? I don't know what. I can't find the website. Oh, you were saying, Ali, the company Plume or Plume that they're about to mention is a pill mill, an online get your gender dysphoria diagnosed in 30-minute type company. Oh no. Oh no. What is this? Gender affirming care from anywhere. From $32 a month with qualified health insurance. Appointments in days, not months. Trans-led healthcare. From gender affirming hormone therapy and transition to support for medications, anxiety, and depression, it can be hard to find one clinical doctor who understands how to care for you. Ooh, I'm not a fan of that. It can be very hard to find a doctor that gives you what you want, okay? We'll give you what you want, don't worry. That's why we founded Plume, a virtual home for transgender, non-binary, and gender non-confirming people. Must be hard to find a doctor that is going to support you in your non-binary journey. We offer a range of healthcare services, including prescriptions for estrogen or testosterone. At Plume, you can be your authentic self and get the gender-affirming care you need. You don't have to teach your doctor how to care for you. Dude. Oh my god, man. Instead, you can let your care team support you with a unique care plan that is customized to your transition goals. Uh-oh. This is interesting, isn't it? Plume doesn't impose arbitrary gatekeeping like therapist letters or barriers to life-saving care. Membership with Plume provides everything you need to start, continue, and maintain your gender-affirming hormone treatment. We know everyone has different goals for their transition, and we're here to help to navigate your journey. Jesus Christ. Active in state, estrogen plus only, active in state, not active. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this, to be honest. Circumventing traditional healthcare routes is probably a bad idea, I would say, on the balance of things. Community events. Trans self-defense tactics. What the fuck are trans self-defense tactics exactly? How do they differ from cisgender self-defense tactics precisely? With transphobic attacks on the rise, learning self-defense skills become more important than ever. For the week of Trans Day of Visibility, we're bringing on Scott Tran, AM. They're an AM. A founding member of the Trans Fighters Martial Arts Club to teach about verbal self-defense tactics that work specifically for trans people. Move number 1. If you're getting attacked, here's the first lesson of trans self-defense. Pull out your pistol. Put it against your head and pull the trigger. Oh my god. Okay.
A lot of those are restricted in Florida as well.
Yep.
So just to make sure people know kind of the scope of that.
You know, we're seeing you know, there's some promise out of like Ohio where they, you know, just passed issue 1. People don't realize that can also be used to apply to protecting trans rights because it's the right to reproductive health for all people.
And reproductive health generally also includes hormone therapy.
Yep.
Actually, we had Nominal Naomi on the show a while back, and one of the things she was pointing out is that trans women can actually lactate just like cis women can.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of the way you do it is inducing lactation the same way you would via medication for cis women. So all of that ends up falling into the same blender of medications that you would need access to, depending on your personal needs.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never had the experience of it. I find breast milk mildly nauseous. So.
And
This, why is this person's role
in
in
her
this
case,
fucking
she's got
charity?
3 kids that she's trying to raise, so it's a bit
that's
of a
fair.
different scenario.
That's fair. I
This person is the chairwoman. What? Why have they got this person like the chairwoman of this organization? This seems like a total disaster waiting to happen. Jesus Christ. Honestly, my biggest concern isn't even this idea of grooming or predation, okay? My biggest concern with this organization is going to crumble at the seams and like not be... I mean, it's too incapable of grooming because it sounds like they're totally fucking incompetent based on the people that are running the show. You got Mr. fucking... You got this guy who is a pup play guy who's got weird fucking social media posts. You got this Amy individual who also is fucking sounds weird as fuck and has been lost 40 jobs in their time. And then you got this person, Tori Morris, aka Euphoria Tori, whose biggest Twitter fame came when it was exposed that they pretended to be friends with a trans person that had committed suicide for social clout. And they're the social media director. Really? Why? The only thing I've seen on them on social media is them getting blown the fuck out for being a weirdo. Jesus Christ, dude. Crazy.
I think to me it's weird because I couldn't be breastfed. I was allergic to my mother's milk, so I think that just makes it where in my brain it just doesn't like the idea.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can completely understand that. I have the same...
Like, I realize it's not rational, but...
Completely understandable. Completely understandable. So, the next question would be...
What? This is bizarre. This is like such a bizarre interview. This person sounds like a really fucking weirdo. And they're just like, yeah, that's totally understandable. What is going on?
What core values do you think Rainbow Passage prioritizes in its work? I know that the obvious they're trying to make sure that people who are transitioning or who just are trans in the United States have a safer way of operating is kind of obvious there, but could you maybe dig a little deeper into that?
Yeah, I mean, compassion is at the root of all we do. You know, like, we're trying to figure out what is the best way to manage the fact that we have significantly more applicants than we have room for. And, you know, part of that is coming up with a system that allows us to at least keep somewhat in touch with those that we are processing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so like I have 2 clients currently in my area who have been with the system for about 7 months. We originally slated them for 3 months, but, you know, as long as they're progressing,
Sorry. Stylo's not going to like this one bit. Stylo is not going to like this one bit. But as a journalist, it is absolutely critical. It is absolutely fucking critical that I show this to you. I did get a bit distracted then, so I'll go back, okay? I just want to take you back to this fella again, okay? He is the latest. He is the latest queer person that reached out to Rainbow Passes and needed some help. We had. They're in such danger. We had to get them out in secrecy at the middle of the night, so we stuffed them in the back of a boot. Oh my! Come on, man! This is so stupid. Oh my god! This man. What is this? Had to make it look real in case we got intercepted. Oh my god, dude. Oh. Anyway, there's some text as well. Kidnapped Twink. Twink. Chained up in a cell. I picked him up and we chatted while driving back to my place. When we got near, I stopped the car in a dark and wooded area. I cleave gagged him, finished it off with several wraps of gorilla tape and blindfolded him. Hands cuffed behind his back with leg irons and on his ankles. Once home, it was time to get into some heavy bondage. Locked him in my heaviest irons, fist mitts, and gagged for a little ride in the cell. A note on safety observed in this kidnapping scene. The trunk of a modern car is not the safest place for a submissive to ride, but it is hot to some of us. When I made the decision that it was to be a kidnapping scene, I wanted to put him in the trunk for its safety was a large concern. He went in just a few blocks from my home. I opened a pass-through in the back seat and I stayed off arterial roads as to reduce as much risk as I could. Many bondage scenes come with some level of risk that we accept as part of our kink, but when possible, mitigating some of the risk is a good thing. Play safe and take care of each other. Oh man, this is so fucking stupid. In fairness, this is something he's retweeted. Okay, so it's not that he did it. He looked at it and he thought, "Oh, I wish I could have done that," and retweeted it. Okay. Play safe, guys. Play safe. Play safe out there. Anyway, sorry.
So, like, I have 2 clients currently in my area who have been with the system for about 7 months. We originally slated them for 3 months, but, you know, as long as they're progressing, I see that as they're transitioning into living on their own, so why would we kick them out?
Life does what it's going to have to do.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, kick them out of where? The system? Or, wait, sorry.
It's the fact that we have significantly more applicants than we have room for, and, you know, part of that is coming up with a system that allows us to at least keep somewhat in touch with those that we are processing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so like I have 2 clients currently in my area who have been with the system for about 7 months. We originally slated them for 3 months, but, you know, as long as they're progressing, I see that as they're transitioning into living on their own, so...
I don't... Unless I'm missing something, I don't think they're saying that these people are living with them.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
I think they're talking about assisting people to live independently. I think is what they're trying to say, which is indicative of these adults they're dealing with, right? Because you wouldn't want a child to live independently because they need someone to look after them. But, you know, I mean, yeah, this is obviously a deeply concerning, and there's lots of questions and lots of concerns I've got. and you know, I would hope that there's like transparency from the organization to let people know what's what, you know. But I'm not seeing anything here where I'm like immediately like, okay, there's some sort of grooming going on or something, you know, or there's some sort of pedo stuff going on. It sounds more like it's bed blobs that they're dealing with, to be honest. LGBT fucking bed blobs who don't know how to look after themselves, that need assistance to do that. Well, it's funny. That's what I said yesterday. I said, "Oh, look, Nico Nerd would be into this. Nico Nerd, look, you got a job lined up for you here. Let's go."
Why would we kick him out?
Life does what it's gonna have to do.
Yeah. Part of, I guess, to really get to the root of that, part of our future goals are to have a full-on transitional housing campus.
Oh my god. Right, guys, this sounds, oh my god. Do you know what this is going to be like again? What is it? What's the thing? What was the thing before? Oh, what was it? The thing I covered. What was it? Oh, yeah, no, not Catboy Ranch. Not Catboy Ranch. You guys know the fucking trans person that I covered before. The ATVs and Hot Wings. No. But fucking, what are they called? Chips! The dog Chips as well. Izzy Bear! Remember Izzy Bear? Izzy Bear had like a trans compound thing, and it was a total disaster and ended in absolute disaster. Do you remember? God, that's what this is going to be like, isn't it? Oh no.
And even long-term housing.
Listen, guys, I know what you're thinking. This sounds insane. But if this goes forward, think of the content. Think of the fucking content, okay?
So when you say a transitional,
How we get there,
when you say a housing campus, what does that look like?
think of like a college campus, but without the college.
Fair enough. So basically, a lot of dorms with
Dorms. Yeah, dorms, townhouses, flats, things of that nature. Prioritize medium to high density. Put as much of a cap on low density as possible. But low density does sell to the favor of being able to sell lots for several $100,000 as opposed to renting a place out.
Dude, when this is the caliber of the person running the organization, you know, a person they're the chairperson and they have had 40 different jobs. Like, do you really believe that you are capable of being involved in a project that would set that up in the first place? And then if you did set that up, how would you deal with the absolute fucking mountain of problems that would exist as a result of this setup, right? Because think about a college campus, yeah? And think about young people living together, right? Presumably it would be people that are younger. Now, obviously, kids should not be anywhere near this thing, 100%. There should be not a single child in any way meaningfully involved with this project at any step of the way.
Okay, that's wonderful.
That's fucking
But how do I
obvious.
make money?
But if
off
it is
depressed
younger
people?
people, like, say,
Unless they
18,
no
19,
kids
20,
allowed,
etc.
they would take them. Hot take, but that's how this stuff always works.
Thank you for the $5. How would you deal with the absolute mountain of problems that come about with people of that sort of age bracket living together? Like, college campuses have got mountains and mountains of issues and remedies and processes and procedures and stuff like that that deal with all of this sort of thing, right? How on earth do you even begin to set something like that up in a way that will ensure that there aren't significant issues? Dude, this sounds like a fucking disaster, this idea. Knock that on the head straight away. There's no fucking chance you're going to be able to do something like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's a good point as well. So you're doing it in a way where you don't even have a support network past your whatever you're doing, where you've got parents that are supporting the kids at college campuses, so there's a something to fall back on if something goes terribly wrong, you know?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Can you steelman the Rainbow Passage?
Thank you very much for the £5. So yeah, the more that I'm hearing about this, I'm not seeing anything that's happened that I think there's no proof or evidence of anything happening that I'm looking at and thinking there's something terribly bad here that's happened that needs to be addressed. Okay. The way that they're going about things seems extremely short-sighted and like an optics disaster at the very least. Like calling it a fucking slumber party is insane. And there are certainly question marks over how that Discord is fucking managed, ensuring that there aren't fucking minors and shit in there, because that would not be appropriate at all. And it sounds like any future plans that they've got are going to be mired in controversy and disaster. And the question would be, so why would you not liaise and organize and work with pre-existing organizations to deal with this? Why would you not just utilize local resources that already exist, rather than setting up a new structure with you, for example, who has gone through fucking 40 jobs? Like, what business have you got having a role in setting something like that up? Because it is exceptionally complicated and difficult to set things like that up. Like, the idea is like a college campus, right? How on fucking earth? No, Dontron, no. Don't try and be retarded about this. You were trying to act like I should have been fucking calling them fucking nonsense and shit, okay? When I don't know if that's the case, right? Of course, and I said from the start that I've got concerns, and this is a concerning thing, but I think that to say that bad stuff has happened already, or to say that there's any sort of predation happening, well, there's no evidence or information for that would suggest that's the case. But the way that they're going about this and the way that they're talking about this, there's great capacity for fucking disaster to happen. And, you know, the people that are at the fucking head of this don't seem to be the right people to drive this sort of process to success. And I don't think it's necessary to set up a whole new organization to do this and be the ones that set that up. I think that putting them into communication with pre-existing organizations is the best way to go about it. And setting up a whole new organization, especially when the people that are running it seem completely incapable, have gone through 40 jobs. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I think they need to put paid to that straight away, completely move away from any plan to set this up themselves, and find links and ways to liaise with pre-existing organizations that already deal with this sort of thing, that have already got the safeguarding in place, have already got all the shit that's needed to deal with this sort of situation, you know? That's my, I guess, take on this, really. So, for me, I'm not sat here condemning this organization necessarily, because I don't know if there's something they've done that's condemnable, but I think that there's a great capacity here for really fucking crazy bad shit to happen. And the fact that Tipster is just defending it is absurd when, you know, there's clearly a lot of fucking question marks and issues that exist over this organization. And the people that are running it sound fucking insane and like completely incapable. Anyway.
For dozens of thousands of dollars a year.
Fair enough. And I'd imagine that also means that there would be facilities that are on campus as well, correct?
Yeah. The idea I have is basically we would position where part of the stuff is covered by other people buying in. Mm-hmm. And then their buying in covers the cost of housing for those who cannot afford.
Okay, so the short term right now is trying to make sure that
the short term is, the short term is generally housing via hosts, and eventually transitional housing in the form of, like, you know, one building with 5 units or however many.
Mm-hmm. That's understandable. So instead of people end up, like, say somebody's 16, 17, they get...
Oh, no.
...kicked out of their home because they decide to tell their fundamentalist parents, hey, I think I might be a girl, or I think I might be a...
Oh, no! Fundamentalist parents. 16 or 17. Okay.
guy.
Let's see.
When their parents decide that they're going to be assholes and kick them out there, your goal is to make sure there is a place for them to go and make sure there is a network set up that can get them there.
They were 16, 17. I would love to be able to give them a place to go, but right now we don't have the legal covering to be able to do that.
Oh! My God, for that. But holy shit, this person wants to do it. It's just that they don't have the legal capability to. Okay, well that's something, I guess. But fuck, that. Dude. Okay. Okay. Legal system win. Okay. So yeah, it is. It does sound like it's going to be adults then. Yeah, I was literally on the edge of my seat. I mean, dude. Also, the other thing about it too is, I mean, it's the way the question was framed. But like, if a 16 or 17-year-old gets kicked out of their home, regardless of the reason, they should be going to CPS, Child Protection Services. Is that what it's called in the US? They should be going there. The state should have responsibility for dealing with that, not some random fucking charity, you know? Well, I don't know if an organization like this could actually deal with kids, because I would have presumed that you would have to engage with the state or the government, whatever government, to do that, right? I mean, can a charity ever be in a position to house someone under 18? I don't know if that's possible. I would have thought you'd always have to refer them to, you know. But yeah, I don't know for sure. The directors probably wouldn't pass the background check.
They would need to be the age of majority in the state of residence.
Okay, fully understandable. So 18 in most states.
So like 18 in most places, 19 in I think Kansas.
Okay, that makes sense. For legal reasons, that's understandable.
Yeah. I really want to be able to bring in minors who don't have.
No! Oh no. Okay, that's fucking crazy, dude.
Parental support, but that will require us to have significant legal backing.
Understandable. There's a ton of liability.
No,
that
this
comes
is
with
not
that.
like affordable housing knocks lupus.
Okay, so it sounds to me like the legal system is acting as a big barrier, which is exactly what it should do, right? But it is extremely troubling that this person seems so keen to want to involve minors in this, you know? Let the state deal with minors. If you're an adult, if you're a fucking adult and you want to fucking, you know, go to this organization, that's fine. That's your legal right as an adult to get support and live there. I still think there's obviously, you know, concerns. I've got nothing to apologize for whatsoever. I've got literally nothing to apologize for. My point remains the same. My point hasn't changed. You guys want me to say there's groomer pedo shit going on, and there's not, to my knowledge or understanding, groomer pedo shit going on, right? Now, the person saying this is very troubling to me, and it's concerning, right? It's concerning that they want to seemingly get minors involved. It seems like the law is acting as an impediment to that. And from what they're saying, it sounds like there needs to be some sort of legal checks, you know, in order to facilitate that happening. So the law is acting as an impediment. And I mean, I would hope, fingers crossed, that it will continue to do so. And minors would continue to be dealt with by the state in these situations. But I mean, who fucking knows? The way America's going with this trans stuff, who fucking knows? But yeah, I mean, obviously, it's crazy to think that you would want to have minors participating in this process. But the law seems to be doing its job, acting as an impediment, and hopefully, you know, I mean, I can't imagine that legally they would be in a rush to facilitate minors being involved in this sort of situation. And more than likely, they'd probably want minors to engage with the system via more traditional routes of child support and stuff like that, you know? So yeah, that's my take.
Well,
Okay,
I
that's
mean,
wonderful.
I guess if
But
you
how do I
stretch
make
the
money off the
definition
press
of it to
Hey, Chud, I know a
include
place where they can interact
intentional
outside of
community
war.
where
Discord, W-Dontron.
Thank you for the $5. Appreciate it.
a lot of the properties would be managed by the organization to the benefit of the client, I guess. But yeah. The goal is not to charge any of our clients, though. No.
Yeah, the goal is not making money. The goal is getting people out of bad situations. It's closer to
we would have to work with CPS probably, and then also family court in some way.
Now to say that's very close to almost like a mass shelter, is what it seems like a mass sheltering system.
Yeah. Right now we work with housing hosts, and that is obviously a lot to ask of someone. You're asking someone to room and board, you know, a whole adult person, or sometimes more than one, for upwards of 3 to 6 months.
That's literally what I just got done doing.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the person that I had gone on the rescue for is now in New Zealand and is with their partner, and she is, from what I understand, much happier now that she is where she's been trying to get to for the last few years.
Good.
But, so, the next thing that would bring up, that gives us a pretty good idea of what the organization is pushing for and what it's doing in the meantime. So who are the people who are behind this? Like, what are their parts? Who are the people who make this thing run, and what do they do?
Well, first and foremost, which I never actually said this, I realize, I am the executive director of Rainbow Passage. I largely have, since day one, overseen almost everything that we do. Honestly, the only department I don't like touching is Treasury.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make
Thank
money
you for the
off
sub.
oppressing
Appreciate
people?
it. Yeah, the biggest concern for this, beyond the fact that they seemingly are very keen to fucking house minors in these campuses, which sounds like an absolute fucking disaster, is it just sounds very poorly planned and managed. You know, this person sound like this is your representative going onto a stream to talk about it. They sound completely incapable. The 40 jobs thing, it just sounds like a fucking fiasco waiting to happen, you know? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, fundamentally, I think if you're an adult and you feel like this is going to benefit you, then it's your right to, you know, seek support from these people. I've got big concerns about the way that it's managed, and these people seem completely fucking inept, you know? And the people that, you know, this guy, like, I mean, like I said earlier, I think that when it comes to charities, right, even gay charities, your best bet is to have buttoned up, suit and tie, down the line level people running it, right? People that don't have like weird shit going on in their social media. It should just be like regular people, you know? I think putting like queer activists at the top of it that have got weird sexual shit on their social media is just a terrible idea, and it just looks horrendous. And I think the queers say, oh no, but we need to have these queer activists running it because it makes us feel the right way about them. Not my charity, not really my business, and how they run it, it's up to them at the end of the day. Seems like they're dealing with adults. If they ever got permission to deal with children, that would be troubling. I'm presuming there'd be some sort of legal process they need to follow. Whether or not they'd ever be able to pass that, I don't know, but America's kind of fucking weird with that shit. And it seems like they are going in a fucking weird direction with some of the trans stuff. You know, it's funny, people talk about the trans genocide in America, and, you know, it's like your trans stuff in America is so trans positive, it's insane. I know there's bigotry in certain states or whatever you want to say, but the fact that like, I don't know, it just seems insane to me how progressive the trans stuff actually is in America, especially when you consider like the NHS has kind of moved away from puberty blockers and the CAS report has just come out. You've also got places in Europe that have walked back on some of this stuff, but in America it's like full steam ahead. And a lot of the kind of pro-trans people in America are framing this UK stuff as like a fucking genocide and shit. They're saying the CAS report. They're saying the fucking CAS report is like the forward stages of a trans genocide, and it's like imminent in the UK. It's ridiculous. And they call therapy for kids with gender incongruence, they call it conversion therapy. You know? So yeah, this sounds like nothing's happened so far that seemingly is bad, but it just seems like a fucking disaster waiting to happen. And I think they need to radically change the direction that they're going in with this fucking campus idea. They need to work more on liaising. Like, if this organization was like, we just help people financially and direct them to pre-existing support within their local government and state and stuff, I wouldn't care as much. But the fact they're trying to intervene to this level, people running it that seemingly don't know what the fuck even the time of day it is crazy to me. But anyway, let's continue.
I have a card with my name on it, and I hate it because it's you know, there's you know, it's one thing to not trust the devil inside other people. It's another thing to not trust the devil inside yourself.
That's actually the whole reason I'm doing this subathon right now. The devil inside myself was dumb.
Yeah, same.
I get it.
Same.
I
like,
wholly understand.
Really, we can pay it back? It's like, no, you idiot. We can't. That's illegal.
That's called embezzlement.
So I have a treasury department that is overseen by Lexi Linnell. They use they them pronouns. They are my roommate and one of my best friends. They've been with us from
Wait, what? Oh, is Nicholas here? Well, I can't see him. What's Nicholas saying? Of course, he was going to turn it when Tipster got mentioned.
From the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And just quickly aside, Nox Lupus, it is a U.S. national program. We
They've barely got fucking going in the US and you want this to be international. Fucking hell, dude. Jesus Christ.
Let's see, Lexi. Yeah, they basically were the key person I went to when it came to who's going to handle the money. Because they're the entire reason I have a roof over my head. So,
makes perfect sense.
It seemed like a no-brainer. Then Tara Baker is our director of fundraising. Mm-hmm. She's also been with us pretty much since the start. I was introduced to her by one of our other directors early on because she was looking to do something similar.
Okay.
She is originally from Texas, moved to the Pacific Northwest, and she oversees our fundraising operations and is largely kind of like the person I go to when I can't understand an interaction.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that is.
Whether it be a social interaction or financial or what have you.
Yeah, I'm borderline. So that's something that comes up in our work is that, you know, I struggle with certain types of interactions. I can't read through neutral. If someone's neutral, it comes off as hostile to me.
God, imagine this person trying to do anything. Like, if they can't even have a normal interaction like this. Like, Are you really in a fucking place to do this? Like, why are you so involved in this? Jesus fucking hell, man. What is going on? God, it is reminding me a bit of the Nico Nerd situation from yesterday, where Nico Nerd thinks they're capable of helping a 16-year-old with their life in some way. You're just not. And that's fine. You know, there's people that do need help, of course, and they should get help. But I just, this seems like a crazy. I think there were some testimonials on the website that I saw. Transitional housing, success stories. A client from Florida struggling with addiction found a safe haven in Washington State through our program. We connected her with a local recovery program. And she is now employed with the State Department of Transportation, finally secure and living authentically. See, liaising with pre-existing recovery programs and helping them get on their feet seems fine. I don't really have a problem with if someone's in trouble, any charity helping them with that, you know? So this seems fine. But then why can't your focus be on that? Why are you talking about building a fucking campus and then the only thing holding you back from minors being involved is the fact you don't have the legal ability to? A client from Georgia who is blind came to us with the hope of finding disability benefits and eventually secure stable housing. We helped him land a rewarding career at Goodwill, where he thrives and earns a competitive salary. These are just two examples of the transformative impact our program can have. And that seems fine as well. What has this got to do with being gay, though? What is Goodwill, anyway? Isn't that the charity chain or something? It's like a second-hand charity shop, is it? Okay. They told two people to get jobs and took credit. I mean, maybe. It sounds more like they maybe provided some sort of financial support and direction or something like that.
Because that's the type of environment I was raised in. Hence, a lot of the motivation towards this org. You know, like I know what it's like to have no one. I know what it's like to have nowhere to go, no options. You know, living out of the back of your van. And
no, that makes sense.
Where was I going with this? Yeah, sure.
Board of directors and what they do.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
I have ADHD, and I did tell you I prefer more.
Oh, man. Has Bowblax seen this, by the way? Is Bowblax aware of this? I should probably send it to him because he probably get something out of this, I'd bet.
Mornings. So,
completely understandable. I was asleep the entire morning.
We're
You
gonna
got
ride
me
this train.
a minute after I woke up.
That's right on. All right. So, yeah, Tara was interested in doing sort of the same thing, and she was introduced to me by our other director, Claire Williams, who is the director of refuge operations, which is primarily responsible for the transportation part of the experience, adventure, whatever non-negative words you want to apply to it.
The bus operator.
Yeah, and then there is Will Burnside. He is our token cis man. He is
Our token cis man. Right, okay, good one.
The director of client casework. He's been a volunteer from the start, and he's been really committed towards trying to get this worked out. We've done a few jobs together ourselves of transporting people, and yeah.
Oh, but I thought I was the token cis man. Kidding.
Wait, transporting people? Yeah, I think we know. We want to look how that tends to go.
You have any idea how many of you say that in our server?
It's got to be the...
There's like a dozen of you that call yourself the token cis man. It's great.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then there's Noel Rocha, their director of outreach. And they...
Yeah, this Cirrus person is apparently cisgender. Apparently. But, you know, dude, I mean, this is just absurd. Like, why are they dressed like this? You know, if you want to be a fucking VTuber, why not just have a normal avatar? Why make it like this, you know?
You know, they came to us initially for Virtual Pride and organized that.
Gee, I wonder what porn these token cis men that Rainbow Passage has likes to watch. Couldn't be possibly be informing their behavior here at all? What does that mean exactly?
And after that, I approached them by, hey, you know, you're really good at getting into networks. How would you like to do this regularly? And yeah, they're largely going to oversee social media, though, and the newsletter and operation of like the Twitter and the LinkedIn and so on and so forth.
Makes sense. Go ahead and get everybody who's specialized where they need to be in their proper places.
Yeah. Burnside. Oh yeah, Will Burnside was also he is an Air Force vet. And he's going to EMT training right now.
Dude, like, this is such classic Tipster, isn't it? Do you think he's even looked at this? Do you think he even knows? Do you think if he did, he would even take a pause to think, some of this sounds a bit far-fetched and retarded. What the fuck is going on here? Like, he obviously hasn't looked at any of this, and he's just blindly defending it. When there's tons of fucking problems and issues to talk about here, but he just says they're doing good work. How do you know they're doing good work? Like, I would never say that a charity is doing good work unless I had some sort of knowledge that that's true and like a lot of evidence and information to show that's the case. And it seems like the best these guys have got is, oh, here's 2 people that we helped. I mean, I'm sure they got helped and good for them, but like, is that really like a body of work sufficient enough to put your backing to this fucking charity? You know, how do you think most people are going to see it if they're talking about having a slumber party in Discord? It looks insane. Like, just pause a little bit, you know? At least fucking look into it before you put your fucking back into something like this. Because, yeah, you know, even though it doesn't seem like anything bad has happened so far, I would not in a million years put my back into this. Because it's just too risky, too many questions. But Tipster's straight in there. And I think it's because it's his ideological benefit to do that, to be in with the transes, you know?
Become a paramedic. Yeah. Which will be really handy. And then there is Yona Jasper. Yona is Director of Personnel and Director of the Resettle and Rebuild team. Resettle and Rebuild being responsible for finding the connections for housing and also putting the client in touch with other organizations to help them rebuild. The goal is not for us to provide all the services. The goal is to provide the core services while offering to connect them to the other services to fill in the other spots of their life.
So very much more in the line of teaching to fish as opposed to providing a fish, where you can.
We're doing both.
Yeah,
We're providing them the fish, and also we're teaching them how to.
no, that makes sense.
Let me go check my memory. Oh, I forgot to reload the images on the website. Give me a moment.
This sound, I don't you know, when we have the Salvation, is that what the Salvation Army do? But more with a Christian bent, is it? It sounds like, at the moment at least, people that express issues in some fashion, they help them to get on their feet and put them in connection with services that can help them, and maybe provide some support like a plane ticket or something to get somewhere that they feel they're going to be safer in a different state or something like that. With designs to have this campus in the future. That's what it seems like to me. Are you going to watch this whole thing? I'll watch as much as I feel I need to, yeah. I don't know how. Probably not the whole thing, but probably watch a bit more.
Understandable.
Just open the website and it's like, oh, okay, this isn't working.
But in any case, you know, I don't think that Bowblax has done anything wrong here. You know, like Bowblax is pretty progressive on trans stuff. You know, that thing we watched yesterday, he said at the start, he said like helping out trans people is good or something, right? Like he clearly is not like an anti-trans bigot, but he has looked at this and in his investigation into it, expressing what I think is like kind of reasonable concern about the situation. And
okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Chud, this guy sounds like a retarded Professor X, and he wants to build his school of mutants. A bit strange? A bit cringe? A bit scammy? Not getting good vibes from these chaps.
Thank you, an Austrian painter. And I must say, I appreciate your very balanced take on this, you know. I was expecting a lot worse from an Austrian painter, but thank you very much for the 333. But yeah, what has can anyone say what Bowblax has done wrong? He said, like, this slumber party shit's a bit creepy and weird. Yeah, it is a bit creepy and weird. Calling it a slumber party is. I don't think he's done anything that crazy here. And it seems like there are some issues that are ahead based on their current path. And why not be more transparent then? Why not just show us more about what's going on here? You know, that would be the best way to deal with it. But this interview, I mean, it sounds like the people that you've got working there, this person is a bit of a fucking joker. I mean, I don't understand what benefit they're going to be able to add when they've gone through 40 jobs and they don't really seem able to look after themselves, let alone help other people out, you know? It strikes me similar to the Nico Nerd situation again, of finding a way to do something that impedes your ability to actually sort your own life out, you know?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Bowblax accused Tipster of being a conductor on the paedophile Underground Railroad. Like a lolicon version of Harriet Tubman.
Okay. Did he? Thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate it. Did he, or are you making that up? It sounds like you're making that up for a joke. So yeah, you know, I just think it's insane to act like Bowblax is doing anything that crazy in this situation, especially when you consider that he does have very progressive views on the trans question, you know. And Tipster certainly does not have the knowledge or ability to look at this and really give any sort of meaningful commentary on it or support, like knowing what's going on, you know. Stupid. And he doesn't even need to. That's the thing. He doesn't even need to defend it. I tell you what it is. The reason Tipster did this is because it's not because he actually wanted to like defend the org necessarily. The defense of the org is an excuse to call out Bowblax for shitting on him. Okay? And he knows that he'll look kind of like salty or bitter if he does it over just him mocking him like generally. But by doing it via the Rainbow Passage stuff, he can get support from the woke LGBT people, and they'll side with him because they'll see him as defending this org and be against Bob. It's almost like he's weaponizing that community against Bowblax, using this as the means to do so. You know? Knowing that all the trans people will be like, yeah, this Bowblax guy's really bad. Look at all this stuff he's saying, you know? I think any organization where you say we're helping LGBT people in America that are suffering under bad states legislation is going to get some measure of support from kind of progressive woke people, yeah. Because to them, it's like, that's the worst thing in the world.
Okay,
the
that's
idea
wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Chud, back in my day we had wonderful camps for people like this. Free transportation via train, put some work ethic into this crowd.
Thank you very much for the 333. Appreciate it. And well, hopefully you don't mean what I think you mean, but thank you very much. I to this day, I don't know who an Austrian painter is. It's one of yous. Listen, it's funny. I'm not going to complain because they're actually an oiler. An Austrian painter I'd actually consider an oiler now, which I very much appreciate. But it's just kind of funny that they keep posting this insane shit under an Austrian painter. I've got no idea who they are. Mysterious benefactor. Reincarnation of Adolf.
Is Orlando Bloom considered a token himbo? No, he's in Hollywood, so that's most of them. That's most of them, let's be honest. Bacon Mutt says we finally have our representation. Yeah! Finally! Cis people are represented in media. Finally. It's never happened before. Never in my life.
Right? You know, they've come so far.
We did it. We did it, everybody. Eli Klein had a question. If the Republicans win the presidency, the LGBT plus community in the entire U.S. might be in danger. Does Rainbow Passage need to set up an escape line to Europe?
Come on, bro. You've got to be kidding me. Are you serious? We need to get people out to Europe now. That can't be serious, man. Do they seriously believe that if Conservatives win, you're going to need to smuggle out gays and trans to Europe? It's like the inverse of World War II, isn't it, you know? Don't send them here. We got enough fucking of them here already, all right? I tell you what, send them to Germany. Why not send them to Germany? Because they got a bit of fucking making up to do for the, you know, what happened in the past. The little pink triangle thing. Get them over to fucking Germany. Poland.
Why would we go to Europe?
Like why? What?
Like,
I guess
mean,
it's, how are things better?
This is kind of a thing. If you're paying attention, there's nowhere in Europe that is favorable compared to the United States. Even if Trump wins, I would say there's nowhere in Europe that is favorable to the United States. Canada is close, but yeah, it's not great, but it's not.
What do they think is going on in Europe? What, the whole of Europe? You think, in your analysis, it wouldn't be worth going there over Trump? They want a trans Israel. Okay. I just think the whole issue is massively overstated in all Western nations. Obviously, there's going to be a variance in the law at the top level of stuff, but you're going to be fine. You're going to be treated perfectly fine. Like even in the UK, there's this perception, like it's the stupidest thing you hear. Turf Island, Turf Island, Turf Island. Because amongst the kind of commentariat class of like liberal feminist commentators, there's a large component that are gender critical.
Okay, that's wonderful.
It's just absurd.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Order 66 these freak VTubers.
Thank you, Big Bad Booty Daddy, for the 300 bits. Fun fact, the government of Ontario is paying for a man to fly to Austin, Texas to get non-binary genital surgery. The government tried for years to beat the claim, but he just won last week. What's non-binary genital surgery? Half and half. One half dick, one half pussy. Is that what that is? I don't know. Go for the half and half option. I've lost my job due to discrimination. Well, good news. Gender identity is protected under discriminatory acts. So if you were genuinely fired for discrimination, you know, you can take your ex-employer to court. Probably win. Good luck. Good luck out there.
The worst. Europe is probably the worst.
God, Europe is the worst. Like, what is it? Does he understand? Shite. Oh no. She. Mistake. Does she understand that it's like composed of like a variety of different countries with different rules and different laws and different standards? They're just, why do Yankoids do this, man? They combine Europe into one big fucking blob, you know? They recognize very easily that in America, even in America, you've got variants amongst the states, but Europe just gets blobbed together as one place. Yeah, it's Europe, isn't it? Fucking hell, man. Yeah, Europe is a super fucking, generally quite way more progressive and stuff than the US is, particularly with healthcare, you know? Obviously, the Cass report, Scandinavian countries aren't doing puberty blockers for kids. Like, they fucking point to shit like that. But, like, yeah. I just don't understand why they've got this perception about Europe being so bad.
I think if Trump wins, Europe is more of a dangerous place to go than Canada, honestly, because I think he...
I cannot agree more. Send them to beloved Germany. We will start the train routes back into the camps. Fire up the furnaces for maximum capacity for work ethic to begin. Let the rainbow flag fly high at our workforce training seminars. No press.
Thank you for 333.
He has more wins. Europe is more of a dangerous place to go than Canada, honestly, because I think he has more of a problem with them.
Fair. Axo points out that Canada is also
and
getting worse.
What's going on over there politically right now is largely a rebuke of, you know, leftist policies across the continent.
We saw.
Huh? Dude. The UK is on the fucking precipice of an election where Labour will definitely win. You know, I can't speak to every European country. But, like,
that's wonderful.
What is he on about? What's she on about? Fuck! It's the voice. It's the voice, okay? What are they on about?
There's plenty of work there. See a man named Richard. Beware the smoke 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. Namaste.
Thank you, Tofra. I mean, even if you want to argue there's some rightoid stuff happening in some countries, the UK is not in Europe. Please. Yes, the UK is still a European country. We're just not in the European Union. Are you for real right now? You seriously think we left Europe? That's a fucking we just fucking, well, we're going to float over here now. We're out of the EU now. We're going to float away. We're going to float away from the continent and be on our own. No, we're still part of Europe. We're just not part of the European Union. Are you seriously arguing that's what Brexit was? Brexit was to leave the European Union. It's impossible to leave the continent of Europe because we're part of the continent of Europe. You can't change that. Unless they change the fucking boundaries of the continents of the world. I think someone's trying to troll me. I think you're trolling me. I think you're trolling me right now. Great Britain is now US territory. True.
A lot of that in the with the beginnings of Brexit, I believe.
Yeah.
No.
You know, Norway, or not Norway, but the Netherlands, and a couple of the other nations in the Nordic areas have suspended allowing people to transition.
What the... That's not true. Dude, this is the person that is apparently going to be helping people, and they don't even understand and can accurately explain what is happening in these European nations. Name me the country that has stopped people from transitioning. That isn't true. They've stopped the prescription of puberty blockers for children because they're concerned they don't know the full-blown effects of it. The level of ignorance here is insane. Just making shit up because you don't like a policy they've enacted. Dude. That's rough, man. They're so Euro illiterate, it hurts. Yes, it does. I agree with you. It's really frustrating.
Finland only recently changed their law to allow people to transition without them having to sterilize them first.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild out there.
So, like, a lot of times we look at...
Also, like, people deserve better than this. They deserve people who actually know what the fuck they're talking about and are willing to accurately explain things and not just stir panic up about stuff. Like, what value is it to issue out these kind of incorrect statements that just stir panic rather than giving the cold, hard facts of the situation and, you know, going from there? Like, just let people know on a factual basis what's going on rather than trying to make it sound worse than it is to fucking invoke panic. I mean, also, it just backs up this idea that these people are hysterical if they're just making shit up. It's like not bad enough, so they have to make it worse by saying a bunch of bullshit about it.
At America as this is where all of the shit is happening and this is where all the shit is bad, but there's just as much stuff happening in other countries as well.
Uh-huh.
Awkwardly, a lot of that actually, MI6 found that a lot of that was because of Russia. Turns out, a lot of leftist issues, especially social ones like trans and gender issues, are really good wedge issues to divide a country on. It's very, very convenient for countries like Russia to just segregate populations that way so that it's easier for them to do what they're trying to do.
What?
Yep.
Awkward.
Yeah, MI skis. What? Like cold. We're back in the Cold War era again.
It sounds tinfoil hatty until you read the documents that have been written by the governments whose job it was to spy on Russia.
Yeah, just read the documents, guys. Just read the documents and you'll see I'm not fucking insane and spouting bullshit. It's actually true.
It's weird, that. Old Gus says double citizenship reactivated for the algorithm. But that's a little bit about the board. That's a little bit about who all is involved there. But that does beg the question in the immediate, let's say in the next 6 months, what are the key programs and initiatives that you're currently trying to undertake?
Here we go.
We're trying to get our first place. We're trying to get our first place to have a transitional housing location. There's a place I'm keeping an eye on. It would require us to raise a couple $100,000. And with that, we would be able to get several units out of it that we could start rotating people through.
Fair enough. So getting the very first sort of halfway home set up properly so you could move past the room and board method.
Yeah. Because the room and board method hasn't elicited a great surplus of places to send people, you know. That's not easy. It's not cheap by any means. We're having to look at
Like there should, if they want to do something like this, where's the plan? Where's the fucking, this is the property, this is how much it's going to cost, a fucking laid out plan. It feels like they are just fucking winging it from the sounds of it, Like, what processes have you got? What procedures are you going to have in place to deal with issues that may arise? Where's anything? Where's any of this shit to actually... Yeah, they're winging it. They're winging it, Yes. It is. It very much reminds me, yes, of that fucking... What is it? Izzy Bear. The ranch, the trans ranch thing. Just a disaster waiting to happen, Just... Yeah, it sounds fantastical. Sounds totally fantastical. Yeah. It feels like they've started an overambitious Minecraft build. Yeah, exactly.
We're having a look at this because I feel that while ideally all of our clients will succeed in rebuilding their life, from what we've seen, it is safe to say some of them will take several years to get there.
No! What did I tell you earlier? Oh my god, I said this earlier. It's LGBT fucking bed blobs that they're dealing with, okay? No one needs years to get their life together. That's fucking absurd, okay? Obviously, sometimes in life, you have difficulties where you do need help and you do need assistance. Now, whilst it's difficult to say exactly how long it takes to move forward, the idea that it takes years is absurd and ridiculous. And I do not buy that it's going to take someone quite that long to be in a position where they can move forward without assistance, That is mental. It takes years if you haven't got the kind of drive and moving forward to do it,
I'd imagine also if there's a handful of people you've got through that have certain issues they're having to work through socially themselves that make it harder for them to get a foot up and running on their own.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that a lot of times when you have people who are, let's say, used to being ostracized by society, whether it be due to being neurospicy or whether it be due to growing up in a hostile environment for long periods of time, their ability to interact with people without there being some sort of altercation can be a little hampered for a while.
They're total freaks, basically. They're total freaks. They mean like neuro
wonderful. But how do I make money
divergent, don't
off
they, I
depressed
guess.
people?
I am honestly thinking the incompetence is done on purpose. When the shit hits the fan and miners are involved, and money gets stolen, there is no one to blame. I have a feeling this is some sort of cash grab under the rainbow umbrella.
Thank you for the
Truly
333. I mean, if you slap a rainbow on something, the progressive community will obviously be more inclined to support it, I think, Hey guys, yeah, we're doing it for the gays. Let's go. Give us some money.
As they're adjusting.
Thank
And I can
you,
imagine
Austrian
that
Painter.
You run into that more often than not.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly, I can tell you from firsthand experience. Being someone who went through very traumatic experiences, my ability to interact with people was severely limited for a while. Getting in fights regularly with people over nothing. It's...
Yeah, and again, that's why maybe having a house without significant provisions in place to deal with issues, and especially a campus, is a bad idea. Think about how bad it is when you've got just a broad spectrum of society in a college campus with supportive parents, and how many problems that arises, right? Okay. Let alone if it's people that have got issues as they're describing. No. So from what I understand, They don't have a. They primarily seem to be helping people liaise with existing services. They want to get like a house and make like a queer halfway house essentially. And their goal is to set up a campus where you've got like a multitude of housing where if you're queer, you can go and live there for a bit until you get back on your feet. That's like the long-term goal they seemingly have got. But then they're introducing all these things which are inevitably going to be issues. Like, for example, if you've got a bunch of freaks who can't interact with society properly and you stick them all in a fucking housing unit together, what do you think's going to fucking happen? It sounds like total disaster in the making. Just like that other place with Izzy Bear that all fell apart because of all the problems with it, you know? And I'm fairly certain that, I mean, you know, you look at like halfway houses that exist that are run by organizations, right? They're quite famous for being pretty much like shitholes, right? They're pretty bad. And it's not because necessarily the organization running it isn't trying. It can be that sometimes, but it's because of how damaged the individuals there can be if they're like addicts and stuff like that, you know? Yes, see, Ali knows. At psych wards, they have all kinds of protocols to keep the patients from interacting with each other outside the ward because a dysfunctional social group can bring out everyone's worst qualities. Exactly that. So, you know, and I do not have faith that these people are going to be able to set up adequate protocols to deal with all the issues. Sounds like they're winging it. Sounds like they're not thinking it through properly. And, you know, there needs to be a fucking adult in the room to say, look, this is what it needs to be. This is how it's going to work. These are the protocols. This is what... Like, for example, right? What if you bring someone in that is a total psycho and freaks everyone out and stuff like that? Like, they're vulnerable and they need help, but they're a total freak and it has a problem for other people. How do you deal with that exactly? You know? Like... It sounds, especially when they don't have any other support network other than you, and they're relying on you for that support. What's the process there? You know, have you even thought about that? Have you even considered that? You know, and by all means, obviously the campus thing or whatever is far away, but you're thinking about getting a house with multiple rooms in. Sounds like pie in the sky shit they haven't really thought through properly. The 9/11 thing, I think, was a meme. I think they were kind of fucking around, but maybe the Discord roleplay was real. But the Tumblr post, I don't think, was real.
Yeah, it's not easy on anyone to go through anything like that, but it's got to be even worse when I'm just thinking of one case in particular where I'm currently wondering if they're okay.
Is that something you'd be able to talk about, or should you probably not?
They are 20 years old. They were staying with their family, who was also their abuser.
Mm-hmm.
My cat trying to come over here.
Thank you, Chud, for saving the Lolcow podcast. What do you mean?
They
Is the episode out?
They've been through a lot. I don't know all the specifics because I was specifically told that it might be best for me and my mental health to avoid it. And
wait, what was this? Sorry.
They've been through a lot. I don't know all the specifics because I was specifically told that it might be best for me and my mental health to avoid it. And said that it was worse than anything so far at that point, and at that point I had already had to take pause from it. So we are seeing a great deal of people who are just in DV situations, let alone legislatively dangerous. They're in domestically dangerous situations. And
I'd imagine it's hard to work out solutions for those issues, not only because several of those scenarios are so unique.
There's an element of danger that comes into it with securing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know.
Like, I could just imagine that being a really hard area to navigate, because you want to offer all the help you can, but sometimes all the help you can give ends up putting the people who are trying to help in just as much danger as the person who's in the abusive situation.
Yeah.
Like, if you want someone to represent your organization, you want someone that's going to go on. And this is good enough for all the fucking gays, I guess, that are going to just... all the queers that are going to be like, oh yeah, based, you support trans people, take my money, right? Okay. But like, you want someone confident to come forward and represent your organization, who's going to be able to talk with sincerity and directness and stuff like that, you know? Especially when it's such a controversial topic, to be able to come forward and say, this is the situation, you know, obviously I can understand concern about minors. We're not going to be dealing with minors, it's only adults, you know, stuff like that. Like, just really nailing the fucking points to make sure that people are looking at this organization and not immediately thinking, this sounds suspicious, this sounds bad, and stuff like that. There's been multiple answers that have been fucking concerning, okay? They are asked questions and like meander and can't talk properly. Like, I appreciate they're probably neurodivergent or whatever, but why is this person representing it? Put your best foot forward, right? Get your best person, your best public speaker, right? Get on that stream and say what's going on, you know? Speak confidently, watch out for optics landmines, all the other stuff, you know? Dude, it's insane. I think I'm not trying to be nice. What do you mean I'm not trying to be nice at all? Well, maybe I am. I'm just saying, like, this is a fucking disaster, right? This all looks horrendous, and I understand why people are looking at this. Like, calling it a slumber party is insane. Like, they're just literally walking into fucking rakes with this stuff, right? Where I can see a situation where if it is just a case of an adult is in a vulnerable position, okay, and they need help getting back on their feet, yeah, give them some help, point them in the right fucking direction. I don't have a problem with that, you know? But wrapping it up so closely with some of this stuff, and then just having these optics disasters left, right, and center, is crazy. And yeah, there's a bunch of problems. And the biggest thing for me with all of this is, I don't really care about some random fucking charity. Like, it's whatever to me. There's plenty of shitty charities out there that exist, right? But the issue is that Tipster's defending this and claiming that these people are saving lives and stuff when, you know, they've barely done anything. And they're just fucking, you know, they look horrendous. So, yeah. I don't know. Just a stupid move on Tippy's part. Hey, I'm always fair. I'm always fair, okay? I'm always fair. And they've got delusions of grandeur too. They clearly are not in any state to like move forward with anything where they'd have that level of responsibility, like having a house or something like that.
Boy, I wish I knew how to navigate this.
Yeah, it isn't easy. It's honestly a huge burden for y'all to take on as an organization, because so many of these situations are as they are. Like, legislatively dangerous situations, comparatively, they're somewhat easy to navigate.
Oh, by the way, yo! My appearance on Lolcow Live is going to be up later. Look at that, eh? I tell you what was crazy. I said this the other day, I think. I used to watch years ago, even, you know, clips of Wings just getting like, just, yeah, the thumbnail's not the best. I know it's a bit bland, isn't it? A bit basic. I recorded it Wednesday just gone. Yeah, the bang compilations or saying the N-word or something like that. Obviously, the old Francis videos. It was kind of fun to meet them. But yeah, no, go and check it out. It's up later on at 2 p.m. Eastern. It'll start before I finish my stream, but make it the thing you watch next. Why not? Towards the end, it was a bit more argumentative, but yeah, they were mainly just asking me about my content and stuff at first. But yeah. Chud now has the same number of appearances as you, Nicholas, do I? No, it was fun. It was fun. I just, I think the only thing I'd want differently is like to have more of a docket lined up, or more of a kind of, because it was just kind of a bit like ask about you, ask about the other side, etc. But yeah, go and check it out and see what you think.
Look at the laws and you look at the ways people are affected, and you come up with a game plan. Most situations don't tend to be very unique. They end up being based on the state you're in or based on the city you're in. When you look at the domestically dangerous situations, every one of those problems comes with a new set of unviable solutions that might have worked somewhere else comfortably, but increase the risk a lot when put in place in the wrong scenarios.
Totally. We've done 10 relocations so far.
Mm-hmm.
I think 10, 9, 10, something like that.
And like, there's been a couple times where it's been like, it was decided ultimately to involve the police to help get them out of there. Just, as an escort, which they were about as useful as you might imagine.
I was about to say, well, that's good. Involving the actual authorities and having some fucking adults in the room to deal with it. And then they immediately just start saying how bad they are.
Yeah, a lot of times it feels like you're pulling that as a formality sometimes, with the amount of help they actually can give.
Basically.
Well, it sounds like it's like a kind of like, oh, there's a person that's at risk and they need to get out of their property, but they can't, and the police go around. I don't have any real life thoughts on like of seeing it, but I can only think of like in media, like in Casino, where like the police go around to help get the wife out or something. Like that sort of thing, I'd imagine is what it is, right? Not good when they're probably all ACAB retards, but nonetheless.
We're having them there so there's a witness. So if something happens, there's a witness. Ultimately, we're not counting on them to do much. I don't count on them for anything. They're the police. Why would I? They have to do their job whether they want to or not. So once you can at least get them to understand it, they'll come and do it, but they'll grunt about it the entire time.
Especially if you get police officers who are from the neck of the woods that tend to be more transphobic, not super happy about what they're doing at all. But
yeah.
Do they just think that if like there's transphobia in an area, it like casts a spell on everyone and they all think the same way about it? Oh my god. Yeah, ACABs, they're all fucking ACABs.
Our tax dollars pay them, so they need to do their job in some form or fashion. That does lead us very, very easily into the next question.
Yeah, I really think this is a terrible attitude to have when you're a charity that's liaising and engaging with, like vulnerable people. Like police are going to be an important group that you're going to have to probably deal with. So you probably want to work on building better bonds with police rather than just dismissing them as transphobic bigots. Call me crazy, but I think you probably, a lot of these kind of orgs that deal with this sort of stuff normally have got good links with police in order to, facilitate their activities. But anyway,
though, what does the toll of this work do to y'all? Like, it sounds like it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a breeze. I think you gotta be mentally strong in a way that you're able to deal with horrible shit happens and just move on past it. Dark humor helps a lot. That pretty much gets me through most of my things lately.
I think there's something to say about a lot of people get offended by some darker forms of humor and not even realizing that if you've been through a certain number of scenarios, it sounds offensive, but it's how you're moving through it.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I couldn't laugh at this, I wouldn't be here.
Jeez.
Yeah. You got to be able to laugh.
Commentary community likes to shit on freaks like this, and yet commentary is barely a stone's throw away from all being trans themselves. I think Bowblax is the closest to transitioning, honestly. I think Bowblax is probably the closest, based on some of his comments. In fact, I tell you what it is. We misinterpreted it earlier. We all thought that he was gooning on his second account, okay? No, he's not actually gooning. He's researching. He's researching for the surgery. He's having a look at that and going, "Oh, okay. I wonder who her surgeon was. How do I get me a pair of titties like that?" That's what he was thinking. Oh,
at life because life is hilarious.
Even when it's trying to beat you down.
Oh yeah.
Jeez. So
I think Wody does it best, or will. He's the client casework guy, and he seems to have a good methodical approach to how he handles sorting through the cases and stuff like that. Our application process asks for a great deal of information, and the more information.
Okay, we'll give this like 10 more minutes, I think, and then we'll move on. Is there anything I'm missing, by the way? Bowblax stream is 2 hours long. I don't know if there's anything else. I just found this and thought I'd cover something from a different angle because I don't think that Bowblax covered this. But does anyone know anything else that he's been up to? Oh, hang on a minute. Wait, what's this? Nice activist, lol. Oh, you look. It's Euphoria Tories weighing in. Animal, guy in the picture, is a long-time AIDS activist. Oh no. The gift that keeps on giving. And has lived with AIDS for over 30 years. You shaming him in this org is disgusting. I recently joined Rainbow Passage as their social media director, and they're a fantastic organisation that's 501c3 and non-profit. They help relocate trans and queer individuals out of harm's way, and they do not deserve to be described with conspiracy and bigot. Yeah, honestly, having Euphoria Tory as their social media person is fucking like such a fucking shot in the foot. Why? Why is this person your social media advocate? They're fucking retarded. What was that blunder I mentioned earlier? Where there was that person, that trans person, that passed away. They tragically decided to end their own life. And Euphoria Tory pretended to know them more than they did in order to obtain Twitter clout. I mean, like, what an insane blunder. What an insane social media blunder. And they're the person that you think is best suited to deal with like social media when they've got like such an unnecessary massive blunder in their history, you know? Do you have a screenshot? If anyone's got the link to the thread, I can throw it up, but it's like old Tory. It's like old fucking Twitter shit, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, how is this like what qualifications has this person got to do that, you know? Yo! Oh my god. Look, Malcolm. Malcolm is so based. Tory, you know you're radioactive. Why would you, on your personal Twitter account, announce your association to a professional organization for Twitter dunks? Yo! Based Malcolm, let's go! Malcolm calling it like it is. That's true, though. That's exactly what I'm saying. They're way too fucking controversial to have this sort of connection, I think. Malcolm win yet again. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know how I'd find the thread. It's so long ago this happened. If anyone's got a link to it, let me know and link it. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, nice activist lol. So this is the guy. And what's this? Show your dick. Ah, so you're a fake trans person with Tourette's echolalia. You and this other fake trans mask guy make a real good pair. Please check your gender, adjust your equipment as appropriate, and do not call again. Okay, prove you're trans. Based? I think? I don't know. What? I don't understand what's going on. Times like this, it's hard to believe that I spent the majority of my time fighting for a community that you claim to be a part of. Are you quite sure you're trans? Try posting some proof and let us judge your veracity and authenticity. Nice talk from a fake trans guy. I'll put my activism up against your entire pathetic existence anytime, scum. What have you done for anybody besides lob digital turds at people who are trying to save your weak and undeserving ass? Don't bother to answer. I've heard enough from your toxic mouth. So this apparently is B Sky account. Sky B, whatever it is. B Sky Social. Ooh. Wait. Is that a Confederate flag? I'm guessing this is some character he's playing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, dude, this guy seems completely ill-equipped to be in the position he's in, like I said earlier. Just sounds like, you know, like I say, keep it professional, have professional people at the top end dealing with it. Why have some fucking volatile guy that's got crazy social media shit going on? Just seems stupid. I really want to show you guys this Euphoria Tory thing because it is also very funny. Like, they got absolutely roasted over this, but I can't see it. Look, people know as well. Euphoria Tory, the social media manager, is a complete cringe lord who pretended to be the best friend of someone who died and turned them into a trans martyr, even though the dead person didn't even like Tory and all their actual friends disapproved. Oh yeah, that was another thing as well. The person didn't even like them. The person that did... Oh. Oh, the account's gone. This is a little taster, I guess. Over the past year, Tori has been one of the loudest voices shaping how Eden is remembered, but she's done so very misleadingly. Eden and Tori weren't friends, Eden didn't like Tori, and despite this, Tori has been parading herself as one of Eden's closest loved ones for clout. I mean, that sums up the story. That sums up the story, really. I mean, there's all the evidence there. I looked at it. I think I looked at it on stream when it happened, but it was just like in passing, really. I don't think it became a full-blown segment. But apparently Queenman covered it if you want to see more substantial coverage. But anyway, I mean, like, what qualification has this person got to be a social media manager? Like, it seems like the biggest thing they ever did was a massive controversy and a retarded thing, you know? But anyway, there we go, guys. So that was fun. So Tipster's defending a charity which doesn't really have much of a body of work to point to, which seems to have loads of problems in its path. Doesn't seem like there's any grooming happening or any pedo stuff, from what I can see at least. Certainly some troubling aspects to it, though, and seems like it's going to be plagued with problems. But personally, as long as there's no kids involved, I support it, because I think if it does all come crumbling down, it will be brilliant content, just like the trans ranch ran by Izzy Bear. And I'm all for it, because I'd love to cover that. And that's it. There we go.